Hello guys, and welcome here to the Lyft National Series. This is race number 5, I believe, today. Let me just double check. Yes, it is. It is race number 5 here today from Michigan. Sorry, I'm not very well prepared. Today is LTI Printing 250. I'm Brian James here in the booth. These Xfinity drivers, very well rested, I'm sure, after their week off. Some of them were in Sonoma, and of course they were running either the trucks or the cup race up there. I'm sure that was a lot of fun for them. It was kind of a weird race for myself, Austin, and Zach, but hey, it's our first road course of the year. It's out of the way. We're back to a 2-mile oval for the second straight race here in the Lyft National Series. Tyler Faden will start from the pole in that RSS Racing Chevrolet, and to his outside will be Michael Collins. Keep this in mind, underfunded teams have accounted for the last 3 series wins, or last 3 or 4 of them, rather, so of course they have a little chip on their shoulder entering this race. We'll see if that continues, if that trend continues here today at Michigan. Before we get going though, and before we roll the intro, I do want to state, of course, if you haven't checked already, the October schedule is out. So please go check out our website or go check out our social media feeds, so that way you know when the races will be out for GCN here on YouTube. Of course, we will have a midweek showdown this week in Atlanta. That's one thing you guys can look forward to. But I will state, as you can see, this race was pushed up to 12:45, as is tomorrow's Cup race, which will be same exact time as today. I'm probably not going to be making any of the premieres. I should be on this one, but I will not be making the Cup one, unfortunately. That is because I'm back to work now. So of course, that's one thing I want to address. I probably won't be on as many premieres now as I was before, because obviously before I was out of work. That's how I was able to watch some of these. But I do want to address NASCAR and the Cup playoffs. So as you know, the NASCAR Cup, NASCAR Xfinity, and NASCAR trucks are all in the playoffs at this point in time. Now, I have done my best, as you can see through the schedule on our social media feeds and our website. I've tried to do my best to not have these premieres interfere with those races. I will tell you I've done my best, and I hope this works out. Of course, this does not account for any rain delays that push the race to the next day or next night or whatever the case may be. That said, I will not be moving my premieres to accommodate any rain delays, any races postponed to the next day if it occurs at the same time as our premieres. Of course, the luxury is I don't delete these videos after the premiere. I've never done that, never will. So you guys can always come back and watch later. But of course, I remind you, do not skip or spoil the races. There are points penalties attached for doing so. So just keep that in mind. But again, I will not be moving any of my races for the benefit of a NASCAR race that has been postponed due to inclement weather. It's just because I've worked pretty hard to try to make these premieres happen when the NASCAR races, I worked very hard to make sure these premieres don't coincide with any of these NASCAR races. I shouldn't have to work harder in a sense than I'm already working on it, but it's also just because I've already scheduled it. I don't want to be moving it aside to Monday because of a race that got postponed or whatever. So just keep that in mind as we go forward here. That's all I wanted to say on that. Of course, we'll be addressing it tomorrow in the Cup race. But in the meantime, though, let's roll the intro, and we'll be back with your starting lineup here in just a moment. You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Oh man, through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lyft National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turns 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lyft National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series, and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now. Here we go. The starting lineup will be on the left-hand side of your screen. As we get ready to get things kicked off here in the month of October. And also your keys to the race. Keep in mind this is a 2-mile track. They shouldn't have to pit for fuel. That's the good news. But the tires, could those be a factor here? And of course, the restrictor plate package is also here today at Michigan, much like it was last race at Auto Club. Another thing to keep in mind, these guys don't race next weekend. They do race midweek Tuesday, October 6th in Atlanta, and then they'll race the Tuesday after that on the 13th of October at Richmond. So they have 2 back-to-back weeknight races. They do not have a weekend race next weekend, and then the next weekend race they'll have is at Dover on the 17th. So it's going to be an exhausting few weeks here as Tyler Fade and Michael Collins will lead us to the green. We're underway at Michigan. Tyler Faden hangs on that outside lane. He'll lead the opening lap here from Michigan. He barely holds off Dave Hashey. Hashey is battling for the lead. Back behind him, it's 3 wide. They're 3 abreast, quite far back. You see the 90, I believe that was, that just smacked the wall. Again, these guys want to win here today because it is an exhausting few weeks coming up here on GCN. There are more midweeks this month. As here comes Michael Collins now. Keep in mind the draft is going to be big here at Michigan. As Michael Collins will go to the lead. Oh, back behind we got a wreck. It's the 89 of Scott Upton. He spins around. And we do have a caution. A tough break for Michael Collins, or not Michael Collins, Scott Upton in that number 89. As we race back to the caution, Michael Collins will lead us. And now the question will be, will they pit for tires? We will stay with you to find that answer out. Looks like 68 of Chris Russell might have gotten involved in something too. Not good for the Brandonbuilt team. Yeah, and we're just going to stay with you to find out if they pit. And then we'll go see what happened. Man, that's a tough break for Scott Upton. I believe he's your point leader entering here today. He's been running up front all season, being very consistent. And unfortunately, now that might take a toll here today. Here we go. They're pretty low, so I'd anticipate maybe a pit stop worth coming here. And they will not pit, so let's go see what happened. It looked like the 89 bounced off the wall, and he just collected Max Anderson, who collects Chris Russell. And this just starts the two of them spinning there. Max Anderson will merge back on the track just fine. Thankfully, just a two-car wreck, but the 68 gets the worst of it. It looks like he hits that inside wall. Scott Upton just goes for a spin. But a tough break for those two. Let's take you back to the green here in just a moment. Getting ready for the restart here. It will be Michael Collins leading us back. Tyler Faden will be second. Dan Hummel third. DJ Brady fourth. Dave Hashey in fifth. Daniel Gittero in sixth. Giorgio Stumu seventh. Austin Shaw eighth. Bafode Sacco ninth. Nicholas Abbott rounds out the top 10. And keep in mind, last time this series had a midweek race, this was the guy who won it, Giorgio Stumu. And I only mention that because, again, that is our next two races here on GCN. They will be midweeks under the lights at Atlanta and Richmond. And again, we only do midweeks to be sure we can get through the season in a reasonable amount of time, and also so that way we don't have to run on holidays either, because obviously November and December we're hitting a lot of holidays. As the green flag waves, we're back underway at Michigan, and already the two Chevys going high. Keep in mind, this is Chevy's backyard, as is Ford's. Oh, the 25's in the wall. He might lose a few here. 3 wide behind him as well. Here comes Austin Shaw with some of the Chevys, and keep in mind, again, this is the manufacturer's backyard, so they're going to be battling hard for these positions, because obviously they all want to deliver their manufacturer a win. Toyota not in Michigan, so of course they just want to steal one from the manufacturers that are based here in Michigan. 39's in the wall. That's Tyler Faden. As Dave Hashey will go to the race lead for the time being. 39's in the wall again. Here comes the 6 of Giorgio Stumu. And Stumu could pick up win number 2 here this season. He won at Las Vegas. But right now it's Dave Hashey and Austin Shaw in the top 2. Here he goes, looking for the lead. And Austin won't get it this time. Here comes the 10 of DJ Brady. That's another thing about this track with 10 laps to go. Once you kind of get on the long run with these tires, they tend not to hold very well on that inside lane. They're all going to have to try to use that draft and reel in the one. Here comes the 48 again, making a push. And he'll look to the inside once again. But he's going to have to dive it in deep to make something happen. And he won't be able to, I don't think. No, he won't. Here comes Bafode Sacco in that number 99. Now the 48 will get a run on the outside back there. Tight battle for second. And on further back, you see some more battles. That's Carter Joey in the 15 of Jacob Buchholz. And now it looks like Carter Joey's just going to get shoved to the high side. He's going to fall back. There's going to be a 3-wide battle here, or almost was, with Dan Hummel, Michael Collins, and it looked like the 10. Again, after this, we go to Atlanta on Tuesday night. Then, next Tuesday, we go to Richmond, and then we go to Dover. Those are the next 3 races on tap for the Lyft National Series. Here comes Bafode Sacco. It's a battle for second once again as we got 6 laps of racing to go. And do we have a caution? Yes, we do, and it looks like it's the 02 of Xavier Rain that's got some damage. Another spin off the backstretch, but let's go get a replay, see what happened. The first wreck was, I believe, caused by 3 wide. This is 4 wide in some cases here. The 02 Xavier Rain bounces off the wall. The 2 colleague teammates get together. You can see it puts the 11 of Dylan Young in the wall, but around goes that 02. Oh, Dylan Young narrowly misses his teammate. Good work there. But let's see, does he get involved in something up ahead? Nah, he just bounces off another car and they keep rolling. But Xavier Rain, a tough break. He had a top 20 going. He's going to be headed to the back as we go back racing here in just a moment on GCN. Here we go. We're getting ready for the restart. Keep in mind, this is going to be a green-white checkered, but it is not overtime. We do not have overtime at our dispense here, so of course this will be the final restart of the day. And it will be Dave Hashey, Austin Shaw, Bafode Sacco, Dan Hummel, Nicholas Abbott, your top 5. Then it'll be DJ Brady, Michael Collins, Giorgio Stumu, Jacob Buchholz, and Nathan Faden, rounding out your top 10. So again, anything that happens on this restart, if they do not make it back to the white flag, the race is over. Pace cars off. And Dave Hashey will lead us back to the green. We're back underway here at Michigan. And Austin Shaw, he's had the faster car. If he's going to make a move, he needs to do it now while they're not up to speed yet. Here he goes to the inside. And this is the best time for him to be making that move. We go for turn 2. They're still side by side, but Befode Sacco will give the 48 a nice draft down the back stretch. Will he look inside? He will not. Not this time. As we come back to the white flag. It's going to be one lap of race and go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. And Befode Sacco is right there. He's ready to pounce. And it looks like Austin Shaw gets a great drive through turn 2. Unless he messes up in turns 3 and 4. And he will not. It's been a rough start on the Cup side for Austin Shaw. It's been kind of a rough start on the truck side. But today, he'll get his first win here on the Lyft side. Austin Shaw wins Michigan. How's about that? Western New York Autosport, their first Lyft win. And it comes with Austin Shaw here today. And I'll bet you he's going to be very happy with that. We'll see if he can do the same tomorrow in the Cup race. He will be in that race. So I'll bet you he is stoked now to be entered in that race. Or to have made that race, rather. And we'll see if they can carry that momentum to tomorrow's race here on GCN. We want to thank you for watching. Here come your results and standings. If we don't see you tomorrow, we will see you on Tuesday night for the next Lyft National race. That'll be in Atlanta. Until then, bye everyone.